Nokia, once a dominant brand in the mobile phone market, struggled to adapt as smartphones become more popular and ultimately lost market share to competitors such as Apple and Samsung. In this video, we'll learn so much from the negative experience and business failures that resulted in Nokia's eventual downfall. Despite its dominance in the mobile phone industry, Nokia's failure serves as a reminder of the importance of staying ahead of the market trends and continuing to innovate in order to remain competitive. It was October 1998, and Nokia was the industry leader in mobile phone sales all over the world. Since the early days of the mobile phone industry, Nokia has been synonymous with business success and quality products. The phones were available worldwide, covering low-end to high-end prices to ensure customer satisfaction. By 1999, the company's profits had reached $4 billion. It seemed that they could do no wrong. Even in June of 2007, when Apple introduced the first iPhone, Nokia still retained 50% of customer base. For a long time, its young leadership led the brand to success through loyal customers and repeat business. But in 2010, things took a turn for the worse. It took only 6 years for Nokia to lose around 90% of its market value, and the company never recovered. Critical mistakes led to the mobile phone giant's fall from grace. Today, if you ask any child about Nokia phone, the most common answer will be, "What's a Nokia?" which speaks volume about Nokia's tragic downfall. The OGs remember what Nokia was and how big it was during its prime. The same company that held around 50% of the phone market share worldwide is not just a shell of its former self. It has faced a fate worse than failure, been forgotten, only to be remembered as a memory in many elders as their first phone. So why was Nokia not able to create a dynasty that would last decades? What went wrong? This is the story of Nokia and how they lost it all. The humble beginning and success. Before we discuss the decline of Nokia, you need to understand how big of a company Nokia was during its prime and its history. So the story of Nokia started as a Finnish paper mill in 1865 by Fredrik in Diekstam. Soon they began to enter into the rubber production like boots, tires and cables, and even TV sectors as they saw growth potential. 1922 was a year when Nokia cemented its name in the rubber industry as it partnered up with Finnish Rubber Works. By 1967, Nokia knew what it wanted as it saw the immense potential of mobile communication and began manufacturing car phones by collaborating with companies like Salora. Just after that, they began to merge with various companies in Finland like Finnish Rubber Works to create Nokia Corporation. This merger then allowed them to cooperate in 4 sectors officially: forestry, cable, rubber, and electronics. Soon, by the late 1970s, Nokia played a major role in the first commercially available mobile phone network in Finland, allowing them to create a strong foundation for their future success. It laid a strong foundation because by 1990, Nokia was in its golden period. They had become a force to be reckoned with in the development of GSM standard, that is, Global System for Mobile Communication, basically your mobile network protocols, aka 3G, 4G, 5G and others, and focused on creating user-friendly phones, which led to the creation of Nokia 3310 and the Nokia Communicator, phones that are remembered for their durability and practicality. With the help of early investments and strategic partnership with network providers to enable Nokia to manufacture and sell their phones in countries like China, allowing them to grab hold of a staggering 50% share by 2000. The beginning of the end. Plenty of reasons played a part in the dethroning of Nokia as the greatest mobile manufacturer of all time. These reasons all played a major part in Nokia's tragic story. So what made Nokia lose everything? Here, I will tell you the major reasons behind the Nokia's downfall. 1. Adapting to the new gen. One of the biggest reasons Nokia lost its crew is that it didn't adapt to the new generation of mobile phones. while Apple and Samsung started rolling out smartphones that use iOS and Android operating systems, Nokia decided to stick to the keyboard style as they thought that the users wouldn't accept touchscreen phones that age like fine wine and didn't want to adopt the Android OS. After realizing their mistake, Nokia created a Symbian OS which they use in their smartphones, but it was a massive failure. The Symbian OS was not compatible with many of the apps, developer ecosystem, and the usability issues, and was not comparable to Android and iOS. The poor performance of the OS was one of the biggest reasons for Nokia's downfall. Nokia just couldn't predict the shift in market trends and demand for smartphones. When they did, they were late to the party. Apple and Samsung had already gained the majority of the market share, leading to Nokia's downfall. 2. Overestimation of their name. Nokia made one major mistake. Other than adapting to the trend, they believed that their name would make their audience run to stores for their smartphones, even if they were late. It didn't work out that way, as customers had already gotten a taste of the superior Android and iOS. The audience did not overlook the company's mistakes while creating a smartphone and decided to buy the more affordable and less boogie Android smartphone. Nokia thought that their brand name would help them escape trouble, but that didn't happen either, leading to their fall. 3. Organizational fear. Tim O, Assistant Professor in Strategic Management at Alta University, and Kuhu, Professor of Strategy at the INSEAD Singapore, conducted a study to find reasons behind the rapid downfall of Nokia, and they found something really interesting: organizational fear. Things are about to get a bit confusing going on from here, so stay with us because things are about to get out of hand for Nokia. The middle management of Nokia was scared to tell the truth, as they were worried about losing their job, and the top management was worried about not meeting their quarterly targets. All this while, the executives were not ready to accept that Symbian OS was inferior because they knew that Nokia would lose their investors. This then led to the top management to intimidate the middle managers for not being ambitious enough to meet their targets, which in turn led the middle management to lie as they felt the truth was useless. Also, the top management lacked technical competence while setting goals in contracts. All the top managers at Apple were engineers who knew what technical difficulties and problems while manufacturing their iPhone. 4. Poor marketing strategies. One of the major reasons Nokia failed is its poor marketing strategies. With an unsuccessful umbrella branding strategy in place, Nokia failed to capitalize on it like Apple and Samsung, who are now creating flagship products like the iPhone and the Galaxy series, which helped both companies grow massively. The failed umbrella branding strategy was a major reason Nokia missed out on the opportunity to create a recognizable brand identity. Nokia's marketing strategy also took a hit when they struggled to maintain users' trust in the company, as their poor selling and distribution method made it difficult to reach their target audience. Their rival gained customers' trust and built a dynasty. 5. Constant restructuring. Do you know that in over 5 years, Nokia replaced the CEO twice? The reason for this is the new metric structure that Nokia adopted to drive agility within the company. When Nokia adopted the metric structure, many stakeholders and key staff members at the top management were unhappy with it. They decided to leave the company, leaving them out of the decision-making process. Keep in mind as well that these key staff members were the ones behind Nokia's rise to greatness in the first place. The constant change of CEOs also led to instability in the upper management and prevented employees from getting used to the new leadership and their goals and visions. These led to dissatisfaction among many employees, and it also became challenging to align with different CEOs, causing a sense of disconnect in the entire organization. 6. The deal of death. The deal with Microsoft in 2014 was the final nail in the coffin. The deal was what many call the biggest reason behind Nokia's fall. The company's sales were proving that Nokia could not support itself due to a lack of innovation and inability to adapt to new trends. That is where Microsoft swooped in to save the mobile phone giant, but it didn't go the way it had planned. Even with the launch of great phones like Nokia Lumia and Asha series, the partnership left Nokia dependent on Microsoft and the success of the Windows phones in the market. The Windows OS struggled in the mobile phone market, while Android and iOS ran away with most of the customers, affecting Nokia's market share as they were using the Windows OS on their system. This deal soon even hampered the brand's name that they had built over the years, as the general public started looking at Nokia as a company that couldn't cope with change, the end of a legacy. With Nokia selling its mobile department to Microsoft, the tragic fall was on full display to the general public. However, the legacy and influence that Nokia left behind remained undeniable and still highly regarded. Their contributions to technologies like GSM have dictated how we connect now. Today, Nokia is more involved in developing telecommunication infrastructure, providing solutions for network operators, and developing technologies like G5 and beyond. When you actually take a deep dive into the reason for Nokia's fall, you will come to realize what Steven, an ex-CEO of Nokia, said. He said, and I quote, "We didn't do anything wrong, but somehow we lost." Proves why the giant have become a shadow of its former self. Steve's words should stand as a testament and a reminder to everyone to adapt to this ever-changing world at the moment's notice. The story of Nokia also teaches us never to expect that your name alone will help you solve your problems. That is all from our side on this video. If you enjoy this study on Nokia, you might also enjoy other cases on our channel, like our video on the untold story of BlackBerry, the downfall of Mr. Biggs, the downfall of Limca and Gold Sports, and a host of others. Thank you so much for watching, and do well to leave a comment on the comment section below, and also subscribe and like this particular video and turn on your notification for subsequent videos coming through on Frank Speaks. Thank you for watching.